Hello everyone, on this video I'm going to be showing you how to log ASP.NET Web API requests and responses. What I'm going to be showing you is how to log any calls to your API or to your pages to the backend. Let's get started by creating a new project. I'm going to just choose ASP.NET Web Application using the .NET framework. You can just do a search up here for that. Let's name it API log create. All right, let's go ahead and pick the web. We can pretty much use on any of these on MVC. I'm gonna go ahead and pick a web API for this project. After your project is up and running, let's go ahead and right-click on your project. Click Add. Let's go ahead and click create a new class. We're gonna call this class Log Filter. So in this class, every call to your API, it's gonna hit this class. So you can log whatever you want from it. All right, let's go ahead and click Add. Now this class needs to use something called Delegating Handler. And it's gonna, Visual Studio is gonna complain about it. Go ahead and hover it. And you're gonna use a reference using system.net HTTP. Once you click that, it should be good to go. It's all said and done. First line of code here is going to be, we're going to create a protected override function. And it's going to be a task because it has to run at the same time that your application is running. So it's going to be an override async task HTTP response message type, and let's call it send async. Let's see if it complains about the task. You got to make sure you include the using system threading .task, and that should stop complaining about that. All right. So the parameters we want, it's the HTTP request. We want the request message. And also we want the cancellation. Oh, I'm sorry. Cancellation token. And we're just going to name it cancellation token. There you go. All right, complaints about the cancellation token, just hover it. It's gonna give you the reference, okay? All right, create a response. And because it's async, we need to hit await base.send async. So we're gonna pass in the request and the cancellation token with the continue with and then task. All right. Oops. Here's what's going to happen. Every time we call a controller or an API URL, it's going to hit this response here. Let's get started. So let's create a response body. This is what we're looking for, right? Response body variable, where the task, it's going to have a result and it's going to have a content. So this is technically going to be the body right there. And the next one, let's pull it the request path. So task dot request. Oops, I'm sorry, not task. It is request dot request URL dot. So there's multiple here, right? There's local path. There is absolute path. There's all kinds of path here. I'm just going to choose local path for now. And then let's create another one. And we're going to call it a token. This is just in case if you guys are using a token to authenticate a user or a token to know what users are using your app at the time. So in case if you need it, so it's going to be request headers authorization. That's what this is going to be. This is pretty much where the token is going to be on the authorization, but we got to make this is an actually an authorization is actually an object, so we need to make sure it's not null, or we get the request headers authorization parameter, or just blank, right? Or just nothing. All right. So this is about it in terms of getting the data you need. All right, let's go to return task. We need to return a task here, result, right? We need to return this to the function, otherwise the function won't. We need to do a return type here, and then we're going to do a return type outside the response, which is going to be return response. Oops. Return response. It's supposed to be this response here. There you go. Oh, there you go. I misspelled it. Okay. All right, let's go over real quick before we move forward. Very first step we did after creating the log filter, it's adding the delegating handler. Adding the delegating handler, we need to add this the send async method, an override send async method, and we're gonna need the request and the cancellation token for this function. Now, when we create the response, that's what we're looking for. We need to know what's in the response, right? So the response body is going to have actually the data being the data fetched from the API or from the controller, the path of the controller, and if you need to, and if it's included, also the token. And here you just return the result, and here you just return the response. Okay. All right. So next step is we're gonna create a way to log it to a file, just so we can so I can show you how it works. So log to file. And all we're gonna do is something pretty simple, nothing fancy. It's file dot. All right, let's see. There's no file here. So hover file using system IO. Give it a second. Append all text, and then I'm gonna copy my path here. I have a path here somewhere. I'm just gonna hardcode it. A path from my log file. Okay. Something's wrong. Hold on. There you go. And we're gonna have a message, and the message is gonna be the instead of putting message, I'm just gonna name it path. Name it string path, and then there we go. All right. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna call log. Oops. We're gonna call log to file, and we're gonna do request path. We're gonna add a request path here, plus, so you guys can see the difference, date time dot now. And here we're gonna add a new line just so it looks better. Everything's saved. So basically, I'm pulling all the data I'm looking for from the API call, and I'm logging it to a file that is on my desktop. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and run. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. I'm gonna run my API. This is a basic API. There's nothing to it. I'm gonna put the API on the side here. I'm gonna hit my API. I'm just gonna use a default values controller. Oh, you know what? I forgot one more thing. One more thing before you run it. We need to make sure we include the log filter on the app underscore start folder, web API config, and up here you can just add config dot message handlers, okay, dot add, and you're just gonna add the new log filter, and then that's it. Let's go ahead and run it. All right, so API is running. I'm just gonna hit the actual controller, which is the values controller. Once I hit enter, as you guys can see, that means I hit the controller. and now I hit the filter, the log filter. As you guys can see, I'm gonna, go inside, and it looks like it already ran. I should have put the breakpoint in the middle here, actually. All right, let's put the breakpoint in the middle there so you guys can see it. I'm gonna hit one more time. All right, there we go. So response body, what's on the response body? You guys can see here what's on response body. It's headers. If there's any authorizations or tokens or anything like that, it's going to be in the headers. Object type, all kinds of data here. Value, this is what's being returned. Let's say you want to validate the data of a client or something. You see what they're actually getting. This is the way you can do. You can log the values that they're getting back from the API. And the next one is going to be the path, the requested path that you guys can see here. It's API. It's API/values, which is the same thing I entered right here, right after my URL. And also, if you hover the request URL here, you can actually get the absolute API that shows the full URL. So, there's a lot you can do here. We're just doing the basics. And this is where your token would have been if we are passing a token or a header or authorization or a special key, anything. It's going to be no for now because we don't have anything. And to log to a file, I go into that function. Now I'm here. You just log into the file. All right, let's go ahead and open that file now. Oh yeah, there you go. So that's the file running right now. Okay, as you guys can see here, 2:35 p.m. Now it's 2:33. Let's see, 54. Let's wait until another, and let's hit the API one more time. I'm gonna hit the API one more time, and there we go. It's on the send async. I'm just going through each line. I'm clicking continue, so it's done. Now let's go ahead and open the file, and there we go. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys today. There's a lot of purpose for these. You can log all the requests of your API to kind of have a log of what users are doing what. You can log any errors. You can log all kinds of stuff here. So yes, if you guys have any questions, concerns, just drop a comment below. Thanks, guys.